Hello, history scholars. This is segment number 2 for the video lesson, United States Enters the War. We had just been talking about the Lusitania being torpedoed by the Germans in 1915. We are now going to talk about another ship, the Sussex, that was French, and it was torpedoed in March of 1916. Now, after the Sussex was bombed out, President Woodrow Wilson of the United States demanded that the German government abandon their tactics of unrestricted submarine warfare or risk going to war with the United States. This would be considered an ultimatum, right? Stop doing what you're doing, or you are going to essentially make us go to war with you. So that is a picture of President Woodrow Wilson to give you a face with a name. And here I've got a couple of images. So this one is obviously a political cartoon. We've got Uncle Sam delivering a message to a German leader. You can tell by the insignia and the mustache and the Pickelhaube helmet. And then you have these paintings that are on the wall of the German office. Now, these are warnings. These were printed in newspapers in the United States. So this one you can see it says the Lusitania. This is giving you an idea here of when you could sail. And then this one was printed and it says, travelers intending to embark on the Atlantic voyage are reminded that a state of war exists between Germany and her allies and Great Britain and her allies. That the zone of war includes the waters adjacent to the British Isles, that in accordance with formal notice, blah, blah, blah. So this is a notice by the Germans telling people to sail at their own risk, because they will continue to carry out unrestricted submarine warfare. This is a front page of the Spokesman Review, a newspaper, and you can see that the headline reads, "Quit Ruthless Undersea War Now is Wilson's Ultimatum to Germany." Okay, continuation. There is a document that is intercepted. It is called the Zimmermann telegram. And it is leaked. Once they decode it, the decoded message is leaked to American papers. This is actually a really fascinating story. The German ambassador in this Zimmermann telegram proposes that Mexico allies with Germany. And here's what Mexico is going to get out of it. If Mexico allies with Germany, so joins their side, right, joins the Central Powers, they are going to get back Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. And that's because the Germans are going to help them get that back, which they lost actually not too long ago to the United States. So here's a political cartoon that demonstrates that idea. These are German hands with a knife carving up the United States. This area they're going to keep for themselves. This says for Mexico. All of this goes back to Mexico. Okay, here is a newspaper headline. Germany plots against the US, the Zimmermann letter, Japan and Mexico sought as allies. And we're not going to really talk about Japan, but they are mentioned in the Zimmermann telegram. Here is a German, here is a Mexican, join with Germany, and you get a bit of the United States. Okay, this, guys, girls, everyone, this is a primary document. So it was created in the time period about the time period. This is the actual Zimmermann telegram. I think this kind of stuff is really neat, but I'm a history nerd, so there you go. You can see that the date says January of 1917. It is from the German legation, so the Germans, it is going to Mexico City. And then with all of these numbers, this is the message. It was actually the British who decode this message, but it was leaked to the American papers. So really the Americans and the rest of the world could see what the Germans were trying to accomplish. This is the Zimmermann telegram decoded, and it says, we intend to begin on the 1st of February unrestricted submarine warfare. Remember that this was written in 1917, everyone. We shall endeavor, in spite of this, to keep the United States of America neutral. In the event of this not succeeding, we make Mexico a proposal of alliance on the following basis. Make war together, make peace together, generous financial support, and an understanding on our part that Mexico is to reconquer the lost territory in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. The settlement in detail is left to you. You will inform the President of the above most secretly as soon as the outbreak of war with the United States of America is certain, and add the suggestion that he should, on his own initiative, invite, look, they even wrote in the correct word that they wanted to use, or maybe they misspelled it. Invite Japan to immediate adherence and at the same time mediate between Japan and ourselves. Please call the President's attention to the fact that the ruthless, they even think that it's ruthless, the ruthless employment of our submarines now offers the prospect of compelling England in a few months to make peace. That was their whole motivation. They thought by doing this, it would actually end the war. It is signed Zimmermann, who was the German ambassador. Okay, just a few more here. U-boats, these are the German sub. They sink 6 American merchant ships without warning. That's the unrestricted submarine warfare. Between the weeks of the 3rd of February and the 21st of March, and this is occurring in 1917. This pushes the United States over the edge. United States is no longer neutral and declares war on the 6th of April, so just a few weeks later, of 1917. This is what Woodrow Wilson said in one of his speeches, justifying why the United States is getting involved in the war. And one of his most famous quotes reads, "The world must be made safe for democracy. Its peace must be planted upon the trusted foundations of political liberty." Okay, so a few pictures to end the lesson. This is a newspaper headline, war declaration signed. Oh, I guess I didn't put any more in there. So that ends the second segment of United States Ends the War. Make sure that you ask me questions. I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.